We are talking about dominant party. Let's go back. Where are these political parties, which are normally the former liberation movement, coming from? Now, we have to start from there. These organizations were formed with a mission. We look into them, like of INC, which is the oldest, 1912, the SWAPO Party, 1960, and all the others, the ZANU-PF, the MPLA, and the FRELIMO. They had a mission. What was the mission? To liberate their country. They have done that. Now, and that one thing, you can't take it away from them. What's next? It's now moving forward into the economical independence. How do we get there? It's a matter of interacting with the masses, which put them in power. And when it comes to the young people, if you look to all these political parties, all these political formations, they have noticed or they have identified the power of young people. That's why in all of them, they have youth wings as part of their structure. Which basically means, as young people, you are not left there alone. You have a structure, which is, for example, the SWAPO Party. And under the SWAPO Party banner, there's a SWAPO Party Youth League, which regularly, directly deal with the affairs of young people. And that goes to INC Youth League, ZANU-PF Youth League. All these people are there. Now, the challenge we are having, especially with the civil society and some of the young people, Comrade Dimbo have said, rightly to say, some civil societies, organizations, want to be political parties. And in actual fact, they got basically nothing to offer. And I still want to believe and to see somebody, a Namibian, coming up from Norway, was never involved in any other political formation, to come up with his own political party from the scratch. What we are seeing here is the movement from party A to party B, because you differ and then you go and form. But when you go there, you try to take from here. But these people you are taking along, what is in their mind is the ideology of the political formation where he's coming from. And when you are bringing that ideology on the table, the owner, who's the dominant party, will hit you because you are entering his zone, and he's more matured. He have grown in that zone. And when you are entering that zone, what are you expecting? You will up coming out crying and all that, but you enter somebody's territory. Better create your own zone, and you can now battle it out in your own zone. But if you enter somebody's territory, what do you expect? You will come out crying. The enemy of the dominant or the ruling party is themselves. Now, coming back to the urban and rural voters, especially the young ones, one thing we have to look into is what you put on the table. Is it presentable? Can I take it? And that's why you see in recent, there's something which came up, independent candidate and whatsoever. Why this independent candidate? And most of these independent candidates belong basically to a certain organization or political party. Why did you opt to go independent? Reason known by themselves, but it's a matter of saying what you are putting basically on the table. Is it presentable? And that's why we as young people, we have that loyalty, and we also look at the quality, not the quantity. And this is where we are saying, bring something presentable to the young people, and they will go for it. But if you bring something which is not presentable, what will these young people do? They abstain, they stay away. Because there's nothing actually, I can't waste my time to go out and vote, because my vote is very important. I can't give my vote away just like that. And these are the things which you have to look into saying, whether you are thinking of becoming an independent candidate, don't just wake up today and think, because I got a degree, I got a doctorate, I can become a leader. Basically, here we are talking about leadership. And it's true. Let me give a practical example like city of Windhoek. It happens. And SWAPO party were electing saying, take your mayorship, take your management. We are watching. What happened? City of Windhoek became a battlefield for all politics, especially the opposition. And the reason is, they went there with the idea not to save the electorate, but to fight SWAPO. Now, the SWAPO you are fighting, they are here chilling, relaxing, looking at you. You are fighting, and later on, because you are not getting what you want, you start fighting against yourself. Now, by doing that, what happened? On the third year, SWAPO come back, cruising slowly but surely, and then they take back their management. And now you know what's happening. There are people who comparing to say, but the past 2 years, it was actually a waste. And what that, it will carry you to 2025 election. And I'm in agreement. It's up to opposition to say what we are putting on the table, is it presentable? It's eatable. Unless otherwise, you will remain there. And I will feel pity for some political party to say, come 2025, they might even start getting zero. And SWAPO might go back to its 13, 14, where it has been, always been. But it's not their own making, because people are tired. Because the reality is, go in Katutura, what was done by SWAPO coalition in Windhoek? Basically nothing. What hope do you give to these people to go and vote you again? Nothing. And how will they react? They will vote you out.
While we're still on the point of how the opposition basically failed or was ineffective in managing, the city of Windhoek, the local authority, and so on. So, Mr. Immanuel, Paulus, don't you think the Local Authority Act must have also been a challenge for the opposition in terms of delivering the necessary services to the residents, or basically to the populace? Because the local authority the local authority and the regional councils still need to report back to the central government. So even before the fights actually take place, there's already that hurdle or that challenge as to how they should go about delivering services and the needs for the citizens.
Thank you very much. I don't think so. Why? Myself, I serve as a City of Windhoek councillor for the past 5 years. And I know what I'm talking about. By then, SWAPO had 12 councillors, and the opposition had 3. And the local authority, as per the Local Authority Act, City of Windhoek, it's a type 1 municipality. What does it mean to be a type 1 municipality? You are a self-sustaining, self-funding municipality. You have to go out and look for means how to service, how to deliver services to your people. And the government, as per that act, they are not even allowed to fund you. What we are doing, what we are seeing now, instead of us coming up with council a solution which are talking about bread and butter, we are concentrating on non-issues. And non-issues, and I can tell you, majority of the solution or whatever it's happened now, the way we have left over, I can speak some of them because I'm aware. And I was part and parcel of that. I was part and parcel of the management committee of City of Windhoek. Certain things which only need a go-ahead. We had a resolution of saying every land to be sold in Windhoek, 30% must be for the young people. It's there. It's standing. But because there's no service land, that resolution is collecting dust. You see, these are the things which you are saying. At a certain point, we try to point finger, but the local authority itself, it says we only have 3 type 1 municipalities in this country, and that's Windhoek, Valves, and SWAPO. There are only 3. What is that happening in Valves, in SWAPO, which cannot happen in Windhoek? Is the same local authority being used? You all report to the same line minister. So it's a matter of being proactive and deliver service. I think my little contribution is just to say, look, it's politics, and we are talking about politics. And the dominant party we are talking about here, they are political party. And like I mentioned it before to say, it was, or it is a transformation from the liberation movement, which they made it to happen, and to political party to govern a country. Now, when you look into all these things, and this is the funny part about us, especially young people. When the governing party did something good, and then we are coming up, it's taxpayers' money and it's what. And when something bad happens, and then you want to attach that one specifically to the governing party. Now, if that's the case, and then all the other good things which are done by the government, also just attach them to them. Now, the problem is if you start attaching all these things which the government did, and this is where the opposition are going wrong. I'm saying this because if a government NASFA paid out, student will come and claim to say, no, it's taxpayers' money, we owe, our parents pay tax. All good and well. But if a minister is corrupt and eat the fish, you are not talking about that minister anymore. You are telling it to say it's a SWAPO minister. But when the minister when the Minister of Education increased the NASFA funding to say we are moving from 10 million to 30 million, you are not saying the SWAPO minister increased the grant or the NASFA funding. You are saying our taxpayers' money. So you see, and this is where, especially young people, we are going wrong, because it's where SWAPO continue to hammer you, especially the opposition. How? Because it's a matter of saying you can see, feel in Tatepuan Baswed. You can even let it like ice cream because it's there. And then you can't claim to say it's what. So what we are trying to say here is the information and whatsoever. And this is the very important part. If you are a young person and you are becoming just a voter, standing up, going, waiting, when is the vote, when is the election for you to go and vote, you will keep on voting for the rest of your life. And sometimes you are voting wrongly and you will end up on the losing side, and you will end up saying, I'm not going to vote anymore because I have lost enough. And that's applied not only at the political level, even here in SRCs. even wherever you are. Because the fact of the matter is, vote, get yourself organized. I hear this SWAPO Party Youth League Central Committee member here. Maybe someone want to join. Join them and become part of the decision making. Because it's true that your voice will be heard. You see, I'm seeing people asking here, but I'm sorry, I'm talking about SWAPO because it's a structure I know. There are platforms which are made for young people to sit, question, whereby you can even summon the minister to say, Minister Itamuragi Kanji, the SWAPO Party Youth League Unam branch is calling you here. He's on the SWAPO ticket, he will come here. But if you stand up, it's Paulus Immanuel, we have organized ourselves, we are calling the minister. We'll also have that question, but who's this? But if you stand on the organized structure, you will become, because some of our young people want to become individual hero now. Just on the last minute, I'm championing this and it's me. I think it's a matter of time to say, as young people, don't just be a voter, get involved from the onset up until to the voting, up until to the results. You see, like I mentioned before, it's a matter of what you put on the table, the quantity or the quality. What do you want? Do you want the quantity or the quality? And looking in the entire SADC, we are talking about the dominant party, which is SWAPO Party in Namibia, INC in South Africa, MPLA, ZANU-PF just did their part, they are done. Frelimo is coming, and all this. Everything determines on the type of, and this is where we go wrong, especially in Namibia. You find somebody is a presidential candidate, and the person is also in the list of parliament to be a member of parliament. Basically, which means this person is not sure whether he want to be an ordinary member of parliament or he want to be a president of this country. So I'm saying it's a matter of what you put forth, your organization, you as an individual, where do you cast your vote? You see, there's a notion of change, young people and whatsoever. But you must remember, there's also wisdom in the senior. And you must be properly groomed somewhere, somehow, for you to take over. But that doesn't mean that you don't have an option. And this goes together with the candidate you put on your parliament list. They determine. Your presidential candidate determines. And that, if you do it right, and then I can guarantee you, you are selling your organization. You will see the difference.